Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Mobile Viewpoint IQ Video Solutions webinar this morning. By way of introduction, my name is Mark Andrews, Global Sales Manager here at Mobile Viewpoint. Michelle, do you?
Yeah, hi, my name is Michel Buys, Managing Director of Mobile Viewpoint. I'm here together with Mark to talk about IQ Video Solutions.
Absolutely. So just quick on the format. So I'm going to chat, or we're going to chat for about 10 minutes with a presentation. We also have a virtual guest speaker today, Remco. He's not actually physically here, if I'm honest, but we have a video of him and he'll be doing a presentation via video. And at the end of these, we will then have a Q&A session. So 15, 20 minutes, followed by a Q&A session. So if you do have questions as we go along, feel free to put them in the Q&A box and we'll address them at the end. So what we'll do, I'll just share my screen and start the presentation. So if we go to the next slide. So for those of you who don't know of Mobile Viewpoint, just wait for this slide to come up. If you do this slide down. There we go. So a little bit about Mobile Viewpoint for those of you who are not familiar with us. As a company, we're based here in Alkmaar in the Netherlands. It's about 25 kilometers north of Amsterdam. And for the last sort of 10, 11 years, we've actually been major innovators in what's termed as mobile encoders. So this is for outside broadcast, remote production, where news gathering companies, sport production companies, anyone who wants to do a live event basically can live stream over the cellular network. So for example, I don't know if you can see this is an example of our encoder here. It often sits in a backpack. And we have many sort of global broadcasters using us for their sort of critical live operations. But over the last couple of years, in fact, we've also been developing AI platforms, artificial intelligence, and really taking our broadcast experience, and obviously broadcasters are very specific when it comes to quality, no drop frames, highly reliability, good quality, but actually taking some of that DNA, if you like, and then developing AI solutions around that. And actually we have a couple of AI platforms, which we're showing here. One is the vPilot, and the other is the Sports Producer. And basically what they both have in common is that it's the ability to create productions, but without the need for camera people or an on-site director. So actually the AI becomes the camera person. It decides the shots. And the whole point is you can now start creating very professional productions, but at a price point which is much lower than a traditional production. So in terms of, if I can give you a quick example, perhaps next slide. And again, just do the down button and we can start the video. So basically this is an example of the sports production platform. So what we have here, in fact, is a camera. It's a panoramic camera and it sits above the field of play and captures the whole pitch. And it's basically capturing the whole pitch in very high resolution. And what the AI is in fact doing is tracking the action of the players and the ball. And then we can then start creating this cutout of the panoramic, which we can then live stream to wherever it needs to go. So whether you're using social media to live stream games, maybe an OTT platform, or even broadcasters we have using this who need HD, SDI workflows, we're able to cater for that as well. Now, in terms of positioning, we're not trying necessarily to replace those tier one productions, the Premier League games, where they can afford to send a camera crew and a director and an OB truck and send that all to site. Really what this is enabling is games that in the past didn't have the resource or the budget to be able to create a live stream. So in fact, what we have here is a Manchester City, but it's the women's league, the ladies league, and they're playing. So things like under 21, under 18, a lot of training games that perhaps in the past they couldn't afford to live stream. All of a sudden with the AI, you've got that capability to create really very professional productions, but at a price point which becomes compelling. Just to warn you, this video might be a little bit jerky. We're using Zoom at the moment, and it does have a reputation of the bandwidth not perhaps being as good. They like to compress things, so it may be a little bit jerky. But we can send you some examples of this if you want to see it in the flesh. We certainly have some examples for different sports on YouTube. So next slide, please. So IQSP, it's AI driven, and I showed an example there of football. but we're also doing other sports as well. So we have ice hockey, normal hockey, floorball, basketball, rugby, and in fact, Michelle, we're sort of future-proofing a little bit, aren't we? Going sort of looking at other sports and that sort of thing.
Yeah, we're looking at horse racing, as you see, and at cycling we already did. And we're looking at more sports that have the ability to be tracked easily with AI, of course. And a sport that will be more difficult is, for example, lacrosse. If you take lacrosse, then the ball is in a small net, so you cannot see the ball very well, but you can still see the people. So you can, of course, make shots that you track the people. But all kinds of things like car racing and all those things are very obvious objects you can track. That will be possible. I mean, looking at it as well at the moment.
So it's just a case of training the AI to understand what it sees and make sense.
Yeah, the good thing is if you as a viewer at home are normally able to follow the play yourself, then AI will be able. If you at home are also sometimes surprised where the ball is, so rugby is an example that sometimes can surprise you because suddenly the ball goes out. That is sometimes a little bit more difficult, but then you take, for example, maybe a zoomed down shot, like the real cameramen do as well, because they also have the problem that they didn't always see where the ball is or where the play is.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we have the family of sports production platforms. We've traditionally had the light, the traditional, and the pro levels, and the premium. But we've been looking at this, haven't we, Michelle? And we feel there's something missing a little bit. Perhaps you'd like to explain.
Yeah, over the last months, we became also in contact with many clubs, smaller clubs, bigger clubs. And they were many times not only interested in live broadcast, but actually mainly interested in doing analytics. So I wanted to use our system to make a bit more zoomed out shot that they could see all the players. So that the camera is still following the play, but they could see all the players and use it in their analytics tools. So they already have analytics tools. And then they use a normal cameraman with a handycam to do the capturing of the play, of the training. But they want to use our system to feed those systems automatically. So they were less interested in a zoomed in broadcast type of shot, but more from a zoomed out shot. And of course, that is possible with our products, but it also requires less computational effort and less lower quality cameras as well. So we thought about making a solution which fits more the training and perhaps less the broadcast, but you can do both.
Okay, which kind of nicely, if we go to the next slide, and that's why we're here, in fact, is this big drum roll. It's a nice drum kit there. It's actually one of my favorite drummers from Ian Pert from Rush, if anyone's interested, but I was going to do a drum roll, but I thought I'd show a nice drum kit instead. But if you go to the next slide, so we're very pleased to announce that we're actually launching a new level of IQ-SP, which will be an entry level, and we're actually calling it IQ Club. So this is exactly what you're talking about, isn't it, Michelle?
Yeah. This is the existing components we already use in the high-end systems we have, but we were able to downscale it and also make it therefore a little bit more affordable. And focusing mainly on the clubs who want to do analytics and see live broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube as a secondary thing. So their main focus is doing analytics of the play.
Okay, and it's probably a little bit unique to us that we can create multiple. We could still create those multiple streams. So, like you say, if you want to stream for analytics, and they might have a different stream for live stream.
Yeah, the good thing about the IQ solution, I think it is the only one doing it at the moment, that we can create up to 4 cutouts and on top of that a panorama view of the same game. So we can deliver a zoomed out shot for the trainers and the coaches, but we can still deliver a zoomed in shot of the play that's more suitable for Facebook, YouTube streaming.
Absolutely. So if we go to the next slide, we can see some of the different views here. So with Club, we're going to be offering a couple of streams. So one is obviously the panoramic view. So the panoramic is basically capturing the whole pitch. But then we have this tactical view, we call it, which is what we'd use for the analysis. So they want more of a zoomed out view, and this is what we're offering for Club. And then in some of our higher levels with Pro and Premium, we then have the broadcast view as well, which is sort of the more zoomed in following the action. And if we go, on here as well, actually, perhaps before I go to the next slide, we mentioned cost as well. So we're going to be very open, very transparent about cost. It's basically an initial cost for the hardware. So in terms of the hardware, we have the camera on site, but we also have a local server as well. So if you don't have good internet connectivity, which many of the training grounds don't, actually you can do the analysis locally. So we're not totally dependent on having internet connectivity.
No cloud demands.
No cloud demands. Having said that, we do have a remote management platform that uses the internet. So if there is some internet capability, it's always a good thing. But so from a pricing point of view, we're looking at 3,750 euros. So that's just covering the hardware. That's a one-off initial price. And then we have this subscription from 125 euros a month, plus a little bit more if you want to do live streaming. And we're also looking at a paper game type scenario as well. So it's kind of down to you. You know, we do have various scenarios that will work with. So from a pricing perspective, again, very low cost, and the ongoing cost is quite low as well. But just coming back to the views, if we go to the next slide. So this, I just wanted to quickly show the difference between a tactical view and a broadcast view. On the right, we have the tactical view, it's more zoomed out. And on the left, exactly the same point in the same game, we actually have the broadcast view as well. And in fact, the broadcast view can zoom in as much as it does. I don't know if anyone can see the ball. When I was a kid, we didn't have lottery. We used to do spot the ball. I don't know if you have that in the Netherlands, but there is a ball in there, and it's just above the goal on the right-hand side, if anyone can see that. But in any case, moving on, next slide, please. There's another option as well, and that's coming back to the playout. So for people who want to broadcast, you have the capability of live streaming to social media or your own OTT platform. But the other thing about the smaller clubs as well is that they're thinking about how do we monetize our content. So perhaps you could talk a bit about your TeamStream.
Yeah, your TeamStream is a platform that looks like YouTube and Facebook, but it's really focused on doing only content. So no storytelling, but really the content, and also the ability that you can via paywall get monthly subscriptions or weekly or whatever per game subscriptions. So we created an online streaming platform that is connected to our link matrix system. So you can schedule a match in our calendar. And then you can also enable broadcasting on your TeamStream, and that enables you to do it in a walled garden, so to say, where people want to see it have to pay or to subscribe for it. And that enables you two things. One thing is that you can earn some money back on the investment you made in IQ Video Solutions, and on the other end, you can also do more things with advertisement and promotion of your sponsors, because on YouTube and Facebook, the boarding is still allowed. But as soon as you start playing small videos from your sponsor, that is totally not done, and then they remove your video. And with IQ, with your TeamStream, that is possible.
Yeah, I guess many clubs who, especially the smaller clubs in the past, they're holding these weekends where they're selling hot dogs. All of a sudden, they've got an alternative way of making money for, just monetize their content. And you're not talking about a lot, maybe €5, $5 a month, but actually with enough subscribers, it builds up, and actually they can have quite a steady incremental stream coming in every month. So your TeamStream, a OTT platform that we're offering now as well, so people can sign up to that. Perhaps the next slide, which is my last slide. So from now, I'm going to do a bit of a quick introduction to Remco and Provispo. So Provispo is a company based in the Netherlands as well. We're very, very closely aligned with, and Remco there is the MD. And it's, as we mentioned, a lot of the companies, a lot of the clubs, the leagues that we work with, they're using these video feeds for analytics. So it made sense for us to partner with an analytical platform. So, and Remco is going to demonstrate that in a minute. But it is a major part, quite often, of what people are looking to do in terms of capturing for the coaches, for the trainers, where they need to sort of do their analysis as well. And we enable that as well. And I think many of the media right holders, we talked about this, obviously they're offering broadcast, but if they can then offer an analysis feed as well locally, then I think that's some value to their own offer.
Yeah, we are talking now with quite a few companies who owning the rights of the third or fourth league and want to do something with it. But then for them, it's very important to also offer something extra to the clubs. So they're going to mount an automatic camera, and then they also want to bring some extra to the clubs, and that could be this training tool. So this is a very nice basic training tool that really can bring something extra. Yeah. And that also you get the more commitment and more fan engagement from all the clubs in the league you're doing at that moment as a broadcaster.
Excellent. So on that note, what we'll do, we'll stop this share, and then we're going to start Remco off. And then after that, we'll do the Q&A. He talks for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, Mark, thanks for the introduction. I want to show you our online platform, which is highly integrated with the Mobile Viewpoint Club IQ solution. And this platform is integrated because we think that analysis for a club is important as well. So we try to integrate as much as possible with the Club IQ solution. So I want to introduce our platform. So with the credentials you can use your email address and password, and you can log into the platform. And if you are inside the platform, first of all, you see all the recorders connected to the platform. So all the IQ systems which are in this list are online. You can see them all green. So they are working, all of them. So if I click on preview, you will see a live image of the cutout, of one of the cutouts. So for example, here you will see the panoramic, and yeah, so this is the list of all the systems connected to the platform. So what we also can do is schedule things. So schedule training sessions or matches, which are easily be possible by putting a name of the schedule, the date and the time, the duration, and then select the recorder which you want to record from. And it's also possible to live stream to watch RTMP solutions. And if you add, it will be listed here, and you will see when starting a schedule, you will see a red dot, meaning that it starts to record. Yeah, the more interesting thing about this platform is the analysis part of the platform. Here you see all the videos. So after the schedule is done from the Club IQ, the videos will be uploaded to this platform, and after a while it will be available in this platform. And because of this integration, it's gonna be all automatic. So you don't need to do anything manually. It will be automatically uploaded after a schedule of a training session or a match to this platform, and you have the video available in here. We have some possibilities here as well. You see that there are some panoramic videos already uploaded as well. And these are the cutouts which we uploaded. So for example, there's a training session of Coping Boys uploaded 26th of May, and already 8 people watching this, watch this video. I can go to start, and it will start playing the video. It's H.264, it's high resolution quality, and from here you can start analyzing. This is a full screen image. You can step up 10 seconds forward or 10 seconds back. You can also use your arrow keys on your keyboard to skip some parts of the video. And right down here, you can start tagging events. So if you click on events icon, you have the possibility to start tagging. You click tag, you choose your tagging panel. So we have just 3 basic tagging panels right now, and I will choose premium, which is the more advanced tagging tool, tagging panel. And you see on the right popping up all the tags that you can use. This is a training session, so it's going to be quite difficult. But for example, this is a shot on target. I can click shot on target, and it will be saved as a shot on target, meaning that I think that it's pre-configured that the shot on target will be 5 seconds before and 10 seconds after, or like 5 seconds before and 5 seconds after. So you see the event is created on the right here. And if I click on shot on target, you will see that the clip of like 10 or 15 seconds will be here. So you see here, this is the shot on target that we just tagged. And so you can create a lot of events during a training session or a match. And this is actually a post-match, but we are right now working on live match analysis, which means if we have the stream from the Club IQ in live, we can start doing live analysis in this platform as well. So you can create events. I just create this shot on target, but I will try to do some other tags. So this is, let's say, no, it's a special one because he's kicking the ball quite bad. So I take it as a special one, and I will see that in the list as well. Here you can do several things regarding the text you created. So you can add it to a playlist. You can add the event, so you can change the length of the event. You can put a comment here. So and if you have this comment and you have comments on, you see that the comment will show up here. You are also possible to able to download the video, and you can add this to a playlist as well. For example, I want to put it to the playlist Remco, and I am able to add that to the playlist. And if you click on playlist here, you will see that the playlist is having this special inside the playlist as well. Playlists are easy to share. So if you enable the sharing link, you are able to share this link to a WhatsApp group, for example, and all the players can watch this this playlist on their iPhones or tablets without logging into the platform. So you can give them the opportunity to play some clips which you want to show them. So yeah, that's our analysis part. What you also can do is draw on the video, so you can start drawing. You can highlight players. You can create arrows, different colors. For example, he has to go here. This one has to go there, and then we want to highlight this guy. So you have possibilities to as well type some text and draw over the video as well, like free drawing tool. And this is also possible to download the image, meaning that you are able to just create a PNG file to send it to the players, or you can save it and then it will be played back inside the event. So this is the drawing tool. You also can, for example, you play the video, but you just want to speed up a little bit, so you can speed up the video till 8 times forward, or you can play it in slow motion. You also can play it on a full screen. And you have possible solutions to, so to download the video and so on. So back to the video page, we are also able to pan tilt zoom inside the panoramic video, which is quite nice, and I would like to show you how that works. This is a training session of one of the clubs that installed one of our camera solutions, and you see the panoramic video. Here you have the possibility to pan tilt zoom inside the panoramic video. You see that the panoramic view is changed to a cutout view, which is able to, to pan tilt zoom inside the panoramic video. So the possibility to show the whole pitch. We recorded the whole pitch for the whole training session. So we are able to go in several areas inside the pitch because we recorded that. So this is a great tool in order to zoom into different areas in the same video. I see that it's a bit lacking because of the speed of the internet, and I'm recording on my phone. But this is a really nice feature. So what we want to do is to introduce as well GPS technology, because a lot of clubs are wearing these GPS technology as well, and we want to overlay this data feeds from GPS, LPM, and different other techniques inside this panoramic video, which is then integrated the video with the data as well. So this was a quick introduction of our analysis platform. Yeah, thanks, Mark, again for getting me introduced and giving me the chance to show this introduction of our sports analysis tool. Thank you.
So it's Q&A time now. So if you've got any questions, feel free to just to write them in the Q&A box there. Obviously, we talk about Remco's analysis tool, but actually there's obviously a lot of clubs out there already have their own analysis tools as well, don't they? So do we integrate with those? How do we work with
we can enable that those recordings that you make on the IQ can be forwarded directly to your analytics party via just FTP or another SFTP, I believe it is these days.
Yeah.
So we can upload. We can also upload it to S3 storage for you. You can also do Azure Blob storage. So most analytics tools like Dartfish already using that. So that will be no problem. But of course, with Remco, we can deliver you the whole chain. And of course, but if you don't have anything, I think with Remco, we can deliver you the whole chain. And if you already have a subscription with analytics tool, we can enable that upload automatically over there. And also with Remco together, we can also help you if it gets a bit more complicated. We can put a server on site for you that actually processes the recordings to make it ready for your analytics platform.
Absolutely. And I guess we never talked about Remco's background, but he's an ex-professional football player.
Yeah. He's an ex-professional football player, and he already did quite a lot of projects with the rollout of large-scale analytics rollouts. His company is already existing for quite some time, so he has quite some experience with it. And we're teaming up now for a year now. Although Corona made us not doing that much yet together, but we team already for some time to offer together solutions for clubs all around Europe and even outside Europe.
Okay, great stuff. Well, we've got a couple of questions. Are we able to receive a copy of the webinar to show some colleagues? Yeah, absolutely. So what we will do, we'll send a follow-up email to everyone, and we're recording this. So we will stick it on YouTube, and we'll send you the link. But yeah, absolutely, no problem sharing this. Second question, can you explain again what kind of hardware is needed?
Yeah, we will deliver you a complete package, actually. So we will, for the price you pay, you get the camera and the server that doing all the AI production, and that's what we will send. We'll send you in a box, of course, with instructions, and if possible, we can also come by to help you installing it. But it will be a turnkey solution, actually.
Right.
So you don't have to buy your own PC and install your software, because you want to make sure it's like an appliance, So you receive the server, you plug it into the internet wall or to the wall socket, and off it goes. So you don't have to do anything, actually.
Yeah, and we have a data sheet that describes everything, and we have an optional extra. Like for those who don't have internet connectivity, you can have an on-site server, and we can provide files there for analysis onto the on-site workstation. But obviously, if you do have internet, then we have Link Matrix, which is our management platform. And if you then want to create a live stream, actually within Link Matrix, you can then basically configure where you want to live stream to, whether it be to Facebook or some other social media platform or YouTube or our OTT platform or your own OTT platform. But basically, everything can then be managed in the cloud to do that as well. More questions?
Yeah, is it always a fixed setup? No, it can be mobile. And what we see many times, of course, that's a little bit hidden in this question, that many clubs have a camera at every pitch, but only have one or two servers because they don't need to record to do analytics or broadcast of every pitch at the same time. So we see quite a lot of times, so 5 to 1, so 5 pitches, 1 server. And also, you can also make it mobile. You can bring it every time. And actually, in the link matrix, because if you bring it mobile, you need internet connection because you have to do the calibration, and then you need our online platform for that one. But that does not need to be a very high bandwidth connectivity. But yes, you can bring it mobile, and then about half an hour for the match, you should be there, so you can do the calibration of the corners of the pitch, and then off you go.
Excellent. Yeah. And
we even have a laptop solution available. So
okay,
we have a gaming laptop running our software as well. So
yeah. How is your service looks like? Support service looks like? I guess in terms of setup, it's relatively easy. Obviously, the manual. But,
the setup is very easy. There is a manual. I explain how to put up the camera and what you should see when you did mount the camera. And then after that, you can contact us by phone or by email. And then we can help you out if you are not successful with the manual. But our online link matrix platform should offer you enough self-help to get it running. But if you do not able to get it, then you can phone our support. And depending a bit on the support contract, you can do that 24/7.
Yeah. Is the content owned by the club?
Yes. We don't own it. No, we are not in the game of owning rights and making money out of your rights. You buy the solution from us and you pay a monthly fee for the whole service around it, but it's your content, stays your content, and we don't own anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point, because I know some of our competitors, they will host your content for you on their OTT platform, but then they take ownership of your media rights.
Yeah, and they can actually also commercialize it for other means that you did not plan yourself. Yeah, so, exactly. And also with the GDPR, I recommend people to pay attention to that one, especially for under the 16 years old in the Netherlands, at least, but I think throughout whole Europe. It's really tricky to work with content made of younger players.
Right. We have another question there in the chat, I think.
We have to scroll down, I think.
Yeah, there it is. Do you have automatic analysis as Chiron?
Hego. We don't have it, but Remco is working on that. So what we at least already do is automatic highlight detection. So we can automatically detect goals and free kicks and corners. But on top of that, with Remco, with Provisus, we are working on a more detailed set. So that already today, when you play the video, you get already dots in the playlist where we detect highlights for you. So you can skip quite quickly through the recordings. But we will enhance that even more.
So highlights being goals scored, free kicks, corners.
Yeah. And depending a bit on the sport, with soccer, it's a little bit more easy. And also field hockey, for example, it's quite easy to detect specific location because players have to be at a specific spot in the pitch. But with other things like basketball or with it's sometimes more difficult to see because everybody's always close together. So then it's a little bit less easy to detect.
Okay. I think we have one question left. Can we upgrade Club to use more cameras? At the moment, we have 3 levels in the IQ. We have Club, which is going to be the entry level. We then have Pro, which is sort of a mid-range, and then Premium, which is our top end. At the moment, it's only really the top end that supports multiple cameras. So by multiple cameras, we can have the panoramic, but we can also then have side cameras, which you can place anywhere. So basically, as you go up, then we can actually add more features and functionality for the higher levels. The Club's sort of more of a low cost, but certainly we could look at trading in the Club and upgrading you if you need to as well. The camera actually can be used for the higher levels, but we would need to change the server, I believe, for the higher levels.
Yeah, with the side cams, they can be used for two things. Actually, you can be used for automatically switching when you're really producing a match, also a training, of course. But you can also record them at the same time, synced. So you can also, with your analytics, you can switch between the different views if you want to.
Yeah. Ian. Hello, Ian. Are you using vPilot to film this webinar? That's a very good point, actually, and appreciate the highlight of that. Yes, in fact, what we have here is our other AI platform that we're using. So actually, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 camera setup here, which is all driven by AI. So yeah, we practice what we preach. We are using our own AI here for the camera studio as well. There's another AI. And you could probably see out the window. We're actually AZ, which is one of the Premier League equivalent in the Netherlands. It's close season, and they've actually just ripped the pitch up, and it's all sand. We're just admiring.
Yeah, the whole stadium was redone, and the roof collapsed more than a year ago, so they had to do a whole new roof. And also, we are actually in the middle of a building place at the moment because sometimes you're drilling next door. Yeah. So But also, we due to the whole restructuring of the stadium, we're also missing a little bit of our lights. So sometimes the shots are a bit dark, but we'll get our professional lights back as soon as everything is done over here, because the ceiling is still open. But this is really the vPilot running, and actually it is used by AZ for all their pre-match presentations. Actually, they have always a guest, and then they talk just before the match about the upcoming match details. You can actually also switch to the player camera, the camera that you can see the players coming onto the pitch. So that's a very nice example how soccer clubs can actually make their own TV channel, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they have their own ATT platform as well, don't they, for fan engagement?
Yeah.
Where they, like you mentioned, the pre-match, post-match. And in fact, they use one of our apps on a phone to live stream the players getting off the bus, which again, they then sort of use as an external stream as part of their presentation here within the studio. But yes, we get the use of it because we're literally just down the road. But yeah, it's lovely. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's it, isn't it? I don't see any questions anymore. There are two more questions. Okay, we missed one. Okay, are there any indications of pricing of the packages? Yeah, that was in the presentation. But
yeah, it's a club we're open about. I think for Premium and Pro, we're a bit more commercially sensitive on those, given the competitive nature. So what I'd suggest, if you've got opportunities or specific things you're looking to do, please get in contact with us. Our email is sales@mobileviewpoint.com, or you can respond to the marketing email and we'll respond to that as well. And we're quite happy to share pricing. We talk about your needs and requirements, and then we can come up with a proposal for you. But by all means, contact us and we'll share pricing. Also, it depends where you are a little bit as well.
And do you have any sample footage of any field hockey captured using the system? Yes, we have. We have tons of content. We can share that with you, definitely. Yeah, no problem.
Yep. Field hockey, ice hockey. Interesting about hockey is obviously the puck's quite small and it goes very, very fast. But actually, we track it really well.
Yeah, ice hockey actually goes very well. And field hockey as well. With field hockey, you can also detect the strafcorner in Dutch. But when you have to hold behind a certain line, all the players, and don't know that. Offside. They go. Actually, we actually track the players, so we actually know that is happening at that moment. And that's no problem actually, and I think it looks really good.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point as well. The streaming often follows the action of the ball and the players, but for analysis, people often just want to track the players.
Yeah, with analysis, it is more a player tracking solution. So because you want to see all the players, because that's what you want to analyze as coach or trainer. Yeah. And with broadcast, we're more focusing on tracking the subject, ball, ball, horse, puck. Those type of things.
So you do have the option basically of deciding, do I want to track the players or do I want to track the ball?
And you can create all AI streams at the same time. So you can actually choose. That's actually what we do these days with customers. We show them all the 4 AI flavors and they can choose. Yeah. Because it's customer driven. We can say this is the right AI, but we leave it up to you as customer to decide to take the right stream.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. So on that note, I think we are done. So I'd like to say thank you for joining us today. Like I say, if you've got any questions, opportunities, projects, and you'd like us to be involved, by all means, drop us an email. We'd be more than happy to help. Keep an eye on our website. If you're not signed up to our newsletter, please do so. We do these webinars regularly. Also, we do have previous webinars as well. We've got another question coming in.
How long maximum the system can record an archive? It depends on the solid state and the hard drive, because there's a solid state drive and a separate hard drive in there. And it is quite big. It is 5 teras or something. So hours and hours. Yes. It's unlimited almost. But the good thing is, or the bad thing, we start automatically deleting when the hard drive gets full. So you will never be surprised by a clocked system. Yep. But there is a lot of storage. No worries.
There is. And bear in mind, we record the whole panoramic as well, so we miss nothing. So even if you're live streaming this end of the game and later on you're like, well, what happened with the referee down here? You can always go back. That's the great thing about capturing a panoramic image.
And the good thing is to add that the platform of Provispo has, of course, limitations. So it also depends on your monthly fee you pay for that, on how much your storage is, because it is storage from Azure or from S3. So that just costs money.
Yeah, so there's cloud storage available as well, and that depends on how much you're willing to buy, basically. Yeah. Good. Great stuff. I think we're done.
That's it. Yeah. Thanks for your attention.
Yep. And until next time, thanks very much. Bye-bye.